Cover crops are planted in an effort to supply nutrients to soils, mitigate erosion, and limit the leaching of nitrate into groundwater. While the adoption of cover crops has risen sharply, many farmers have yet to utilize them. Katja Koehler-Cole with Nebraska Extension joins us now with a closer look. Thank you so much for being with us. So, what are some of the main benefits of using cover crops?
Yeah, good morning. There are many benefits to using cover crops. Most importantly, it is to improve soil health. So, like the name implies, we use them to cover the soil, which prevents erosion from wind or water. The roots keep the soil in place. We also can use cover crops to add organic matter back to the soil. When we have a living root there, that also feeds microorganisms in the soil. And lastly, we can use cover crops for grazing.
Right. And so, of course, you've already touched on it a little bit there, but go into some more specifics so that people really understand how this works and how those benefits come about.
Yeah, so, here in Nebraska, especially and across the Midwest, we grow mostly just two crops, right? We grow corn and soybean. So during the summer, we have a living root in the ground, but there's a long fallow period where there's nothing growing. So during that time, the microorganisms in the soil are starving, basically. Let's just put it like that. They're often going dormant. That's not good for a lot of our soil health properties, soil structure, water infiltration. We really need to have living roots in the ground year-round. So we can use a cover crop. A crop basically could be a lot of different plant species that we're planting in the off-season to have something there to keep the root in the ground, feed our microorganisms, improve water infiltration, improve soil structure, all those things.
Right. Basic science and nature working at its best to do what it does best, so to speak. So now, after this research, how has the understanding of the best practices around cover crops changed?
Yeah, so here in Nebraska, we did a 4-year study where we compared planting methods and we also compared some different species. And interestingly enough, we actually found that planting a cover crop by broadcasting it early on the season was a little bit more beneficial than planting it after harvest, which is what's still common, the more common practice. So what we're really trying to do in a corn and soybean system is getting the cover crop into the ground earlier than after harvest. So and as far as species go, probably not surprisingly to most people that have any experience with cover crops, is that cereal rye is really the best species for that system.
Good advice. That is Katja Koehler-Cole with the Nebraska Extension. Appreciate your time and information today.